Wow, this is truly a special hand. Perhaps even its owner has not fully realized all the hidden potential within herself. When these rare signs combine, they paint a fascinating and surprising picture of life. Hello, everyone. Today we will explore the hidden secrets in the palm lines of a middle-aged woman, from wealth, career, to love life and later years. These profound analyses will help you understand yourself better and the path ahead. If you enjoy content about palm reading and life guidance, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the latest videos. First, taking an overall look at this hand, it is clear that this is an extremely beautiful hand. This is the hand of a woman, plump and thick. The fingers are very straight, combined with prominent, rosy mounts on the palm. The color of the hand interweaves pink and white, all indicating a relatively good fortune. There are many special features on this hand. First, the owner has what is called a triple palm. A triple palm means that the headline and lifeline separate very early at the beginning. They are not connected. Additionally, the heart line is also separate, which is why it is called a triple palm. With this type of palm shape, the owner is usually an extremely resilient and strong person, with a tendency to be in control in life. This hand shows that you surely have an inclination towards independence, investment, and from a young age already possessed a rather strong personality, sometimes even a bit stubborn. As you mature, you tend to prefer doing things on your own, making your own decisions, and not wanting to follow any preset arrangements. Notably, in addition to the triple palm formation, there is also a phoenix eye pattern on the thumb, combined with a very unusual fingerprint pattern. This is one of the most special fingerprint types. On the thumb, there are two core areas and wavy lines, appearing as if there are two centers. With this type of thumb, it usually indicates that the owner has very strong intuition. This is one of the relatively rare and quite unique fingerprint patterns. Combined with the phoenix eye pattern on the thumb, this further highlights that the owner is a person with a highly awakened mind. In addition, they possess deep, sharp thinking, along with excellent observation and analytical skills. These individuals are extremely well suited for work related to healing, guiding people, or conveying meaningful values. For example, those working in psychology or as psychotherapists often have a strong tendency to perceive the inner world of others very well. Regarding your destiny, with this type of wavy fingerprint, you are among those with strong spiritual affinity and deep karmic connections. If you have the time and opportunity, you can try exploring fields related to spirituality or guiding others to see how well you fit. Additionally, careers related to healing are also highly suitable for you. Your fingerprint pattern is wavy, forming two areas that closely resemble the yin-yang symbol in Eastern culture. With such a fingerprint formation, firstly, it indicates you have a heightened spiritual sense. Secondly, within you exist two spirals. One is the spiral of karma, and the other is the spiral of enlightenment. People with this sign often experience a challenging and turbulent life in their youth, which pushes them toward awakening and enables them to perceive life more deeply with their heart. Notably, if combined with the phoenix eye pattern, the spiritual meaning becomes even clearer. On your left hand, the hand that represents destiny and is not easily changed, there also appears a very special sign, the Prajna boat formation, which manifests with refined and precise lines. This is an extremely rare sign, and when combined with the phoenix eye pattern, it shows that you are a person with a high spiritual calling and a strong capacity for enlightenment. However, you need to understand that life often places people like you into difficult circumstances to help you calm your mind and awaken. Your mission in this life is to guide others, helping them progress and grow alongside you. Suitable professions for you include doctor, teacher, lawyer, fields related to healing, or becoming a leader and guide for others. On your palm, the headline runs very straight and cuts across the entire hand. Such a headline usually represents a straightforward, practical person who does not indulge in unrealistic dreams and also possesses a strong ego. Because of this, your capacity to take on responsibility is also significant. You are someone with deep insights into life, and when financial opportunities arise, you have the ability to seize them quickly. With this type of hand, you are fully capable of achieving success in business or investment fields. Next to your lifeline, there are parallel lines running alongside it, providing excellent support. These are extremely lucky signs. On the lifeline, there are some tiny, fine cuts which are not too serious. However, there is one notable sign. Between the ages of around 35 to 40, a relatively large triangle appears. This sign indicates that you might undergo surgery or experience health-related impacts, and your health during this period may decline somewhat. In the center of your palm, there are also several X-shaped markings, which are not favorable for finances. It is possible that in your youth you went through failures or setbacks related to money, but these experiences served as valuable lessons that helped you awaken and mature. These signs suggest you are an emotional person, compassionate and empathetic, which makes you prone to losses or financial harm because of placing too much trust in others. Underneath your thumb, there is an exceptionally special marking, a distinct star shape spiraling down in this area. This is a sign of luck, but this fortune usually manifests more strongly in later years. In addition, this marking indicates that you receive support from your family. You may have been born into a family with a strong foundation, receiving assistance and guidance from your parents and previous generations. The thumb itself represents the older generations, parents and grandparents, and symbolizes a solid foundation, so it can be said that you are greatly protected and spiritually blessed. Below the phalanges of your fingers, there are also multiple vertical lines, which indicate a prosperous later life in terms of wealth and finances. However, your hand carries a spiritual inclination and reflects a rather deep inner world. The heart line runs straight into the gap between your fingers, and combined with the triple palm formation, it shows that you are someone who does not like to obey the orders of anyone. You tend to do everything on your own, enjoy being self-reliant and independent, which is why your life is often more challenging than that of others. You are a person with a very high capacity for taking responsibility, preferring to handle everything in the family on your own and not wanting to rely on others. If you know how to balance your life and separate emotions from work, you will surely achieve great success. However, at times you can be quite hot-tempered and lack connection with those around you. On the outside, you may appear cheerful, but your inner world is complex and difficult to read, which makes others feel that you are somewhat cold and distant. On this hand, there is a relatively unfavorable sign. On your lifeline, there are tiny lines pointing downward. This is a sign that your career, finances, or overall fortune at present are not going very smoothly. It also signals the possibility of financial losses. If you are engaged in business, investments, or trade, you might currently be going through a difficult period with a tendency toward financial setbacks. However, this hand still carries some positive signs. In the middle of the palm, there is a clear triangle on the headline, which is a good omen. This shows that you are accumulating assets quite well, owning property at a fairly comfortable level, possibly even multi-story houses, a formation symbolizing stability and growth. In addition, you receive significant help from external sources, which further strengthens your fortune. On both hands, the right hand also carries signs related to wealth, career, and success. On your fate line, starting from the wrist and going upward, there are tiny lines pointing inward, resembling tree roots. This represents support and assistance from those around you. Notably, on the fate line, there is also a very large double triangle, a sign of someone with a prosperous later life, great blessings, and always being well loved by others. The area under the phalanges of your thumb is also quite full, showing that you are someone who is consistently appreciated and cherished. In your career, although there may be times when you struggle, and you could even face failure or bankruptcy, these experiences are valuable lessons that help you awaken and grow into a wiser, more mature person. The most challenging period in your life may fall between the ages of 35 and 45. During this time, your work may lack direction and clarity, and you might easily fall into a state of loneliness. However, after the age of 50, you will experience significant growth and development. On your palm, the headline is very long with small upward branches, indicating that you are someone with a positive mindset. Notably, at the beginning of the lifeline, there appears a large triangle, a sign that in your youth you may have encountered unexpected accidents, near-death experiences, or serious health issues. It's possible that you underwent surgery at a young age, but in return, you have always met benefactors, people willing to protect and help you overcome difficulties. Regarding matters of love, this hand shows a heart line that is not favorable. The heart line has a deep cut and several small lines pointing downward. This is a sign that your romantic relationships are not particularly smooth. These areas reflect that you are someone who easily becomes emotionally dependent, allowing love to overly influence your life. At times, in marriage, you may face challenges, with frequent conflicts and disharmony between you and your spouse. On the lunar mount, there is a very deep cut, which indicates that your family life has gone through periods of instability. It is possible that in your household, there have been significant conflicts between spouses or with children, leading to arguments and even causing emotional distance within the family or making it difficult to maintain harmony in your marriage. Therefore, you need to pay close attention and make efforts to balance your relationships. However, on this hand, the Mercury mount is quite prominent, indicating that your ability to earn money is relatively strong. In addition, you also have a large Jupiter mount combined with a full, well-developed thumb at the tip. This shows that you possess leadership qualities and are well suited for careers in business, investment, guiding, and directing others. You have a sharp, insightful vision. If conditions allow, once you have reached enlightenment, consider helping others and growing together with them. At that point, the path you take will become even broader and more aligned. On your hand, there are also signs such as the Phoenix Eye pattern, the Prajna boat formation, and a unique fingerprint type, all of which are indicators of someone with a high spiritual calling. At this stage of your life, you should think more about healing and supporting others, as this will bring you peace and sustainable growth. You are also someone who enjoys expressing yourself, teaching, and sharing knowledge. Therefore, if your skills and circumstances permit, you are fully capable of imparting your knowledge and experiences to help the community. Looking at your palm as a whole, it is clear that you first possess stable assets and a fairly comfortable life without financial struggles. In addition, your bracelet lines are very distinct, a sign of longevity. Although your lifeline is not particularly long, when combined with such clear bracelet lines, it suggests that you still have good potential for a long life. Your fingers are very well proportioned, reflecting a stable family life. In your later years, you will receive much reliance and support from your children. However, this palm also shows signs that you may not have many children. You may have only one child, or there might have been times when you did not even consider having children. The markings on your palm suggest a small number of offspring, so this is something to be mindful of. As for your later years, if you focus on spiritual practice, sharing knowledge, and guiding others, it is highly likely that new opportunities in work or business will open up for you in the near future. However, this year you should pay attention to certain issues related to health and travel. Be more cautious. Your career shows a tendency for steady growth. If you have faced difficulties or unfulfilled expectations in the past, the coming period will be a time of greater freedom and ease. You will have clearer directions and make significant progress in your career and achievements. Your life will remain positive and free from major obstacles, ensuring a very favorable later stage in life. This is the hand of someone with vision and the ability to lead. Once again, it can be affirmed that you are highly suited for work related to healing, spirituality, and working with people. This concludes the full palm reading analysis for you. If you're watching this video, I wish you great success and a fulfilling life. Thank you very much.